Okay, hi folks, Steven here. So I'm here at the London Excel Center, site of the Pokémon World Championships 2022. We're going to be taking a little tour of sort of the main hallway of the Excel Center. We will briefly look into the tournament area, but I want to give a nice tour of this area. They've actually decked out, as you can see, the entire interior of the venue, including some of the outside as well. They've actually done quite a job in the general vicinity here, but we're going to take a little bit of a look at what they have here in the hallway. Now, as you can see here, they do have this nice little cylindrical video monitor thing going and some banners here. To get to most of the stuff, though, we're going to have to go in a little ways. So let's start walking forward. Okay, right here's one of the first things I wanted to show off. They have an interesting, I guess you could call it a theme for some of the artwork here. I'm not sure, this may actually have been left over from last year. Of course, we had the Pokemon 25-year anniversary last year with the theme being music. You notice here there's a lot of show posters for performing musicians written up there. All sorts of puns, you know, groovy grooky. Let's see, welcome to the rock show with Dreadnought. They did not do, as far as I could tell, Hoopa will make your ears ring, which I guess they could have. But I do like these posters, and I do wonder if they worked on these earlier with the idea that they would tie into either the 25th. It's hard to say exactly what aspects of this were intended for 2020, 2021, or this year. All right, well, I think that's all I wanted to say on this one. Let's go on down the hall. Okay, here towards the middle of the hall, you'll notice they have some banners hanging from the ceiling. It's also interesting the ceiling is somewhat open and lets a fair amount of light in, which I think makes this place a little nicer, a little friendlier. But they have all of these out there. You notice on the left we have the Pikachu decked out specifically for this event. Then you have Pikachu Libre and a bunch of other stuff. You notice we have also the, let's see, Roserade down there. So these are nice. And you notice if you look in the bottom 60% of those, you'll see more of those music act posters. So overall, a nice touch. I'm glad that not all the decoration is confined to the event hall. And you may notice if you look at the very top of those, they actually list the different events and different things on there that are being competed here. Pokken Tournament, this is actually its last year, at least for the foreseeable future. Maybe we'll get a Pokken Tournament 2 someday, but yeah, so very nice decoration here. Okay, next up here we have a large inflatable Pikachu. Nothing design-wise special about it. It wasn't decked out in the clothing for this year's World. It really doesn't have a detective hat on it or anything like that. One thing you may notice is that things are getting louder as we're going down the hall and as we get closer to the event itself. Over here you see one of our first, I guess you could say, real, I don't know if event is the right word or not, but this is obviously a little promotional area for Pokemon Go. Over on the left there is a power bank for people to charge their stuff. There's a nice little background there. Nice standing of Professor Willow. Haven't seen much of him lately. Hopefully he makes it back. I believe he's been pulled into like an ultra wormhole or something like that. We hope to see more of him in the future. So here we see a bit of an odd sign. I'm not sure if this was put out intentionally or if it has some relevance later or what goes on with that. As many of you will know, spectator badges sold out several weeks before this event actually happened, back in July. So I'm not sure if they're releasing some more later or what there. That being said, you can still have a lot of fun here even if you weren't able to acquire a spectator badge. All right, and then here inside of S10, you're going to see the actual tournament hall. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a spectator pass. I'm one of the folks affected by that long story. And as such, I don't actually have the permission to enter in there. But it's probably about what you expect, divided into different game areas for different games. I guess they must be on some sort of break right now because it does look fairly empty. I'm guessing most folks are out getting lunch. But it's about what you expect, and you can certainly see a lot of it on the stream. So definitely check that out if you're interested. All right, well, this does not require a spectator badge, although you can certainly go in if you have one, or if you're in between rounds or something like that. But here you can see we have two things in this one. We have Pokemon Trading Card Game Live. They're talking at least a little bit about that, although I'm not even really sure exactly what's going on there at the moment. They don't have any kiosks or anything, which you'd think they would have. If we go over to the right here, you have the Pokemon Trading Card Game Play Lab. This is sort of an evolution of what you might have seen as the first step at prior events, basically teaching new players how to play the Pokemon Trading Card game. So they have those here, and thankfully those are accessible to the general public. All right, we're going to turn around quick here because there is some stuff against the other wall. So up here, although this monitor, is showing a trailer for Scarlet and Violet, that is not, I believe, what's on these things here. Let's see. In fact, these are demos of Pokemon Legends Arceus. Kind of disappointing. I'm sure a lot of folks would have liked to get a demo. There was no E3 this year, so maybe that's why there's no demo. But yeah, still some folks lining up to play this game. I guess there are still a few. I guess there are still a few folks out there who have not yet tried this. All right, so over here we have more or less the last thing on this tour. Of course, every Worlds they try to have a big Pokemon Center for people to spend lots of money at, including myself. I took advantage of this this morning that this recording was made. Yesterday it was pretty mobbed. Today, as you can see, it's a little better, running at a better clip, I guess you could say there. But there's all sorts of stuff in there: apparel, plushes, some oddball merchandise here and there. But definitely a critical part of any Worlds experience, if you ask me, and open without a spectator badge as well. And over here you can see the east entrance of the center. This is where previously a lot of the folks at the Pokemon Center would be queuing in, but things have gone much more quickly today than they did yesterday. You see a bunch of monitors here advertising various things. There's some interesting stuff. Supposed to be some character appearances, I guess. I'm not sure if this is the right place or if it's somewhere else. One other thing to be aware of is that they are showing a little mini-series that sort of ties into the anime related to, yes, the Arceus Chronicles, which is kind of nice that they're promoting some of the anime here. Usually the anime doesn't get a ton of play at Worlds because, well, there's no competitive aspect to it, even though it's a very important part of the franchise. With that out of the way, that pretty much does it for this tour of the London Excel Center in Pokemon Worlds 2022. If you have any questions, please let us know. All right, folks, thanks.